then being able to access that care. So there's issues. I know that this child was adopted, like my son. I had Medicaid because mine was an adopted foster child. There's insurance issues, especially if you adopt out of internationally. You don't have Medicaid, so that can be a barrier. But then once you get your child into the care, what I discovered is there really are not solutions for kids who are on the severe end of the spectrum with RAD. There are not solutions for kids who have violent behavior. And that's a huge problem that we need to be working on, is looking at new research and new treatments for kids who are on this severe end of the spectrum for RAD.
Dr. Jean Cirillo, your thoughts?
Yes, you're not going to cure something like RAD. Something that begins in the first 3 years of life is very difficult to cure, especially if there might be a genetic component. We don't know if his biological mother used drugs, why he was put out for adoption. But the fact is, there still has to be behavior management. There has to be consultations, family therapy. What about the school? The father is like threatening him with homeschooling. Why aren't they working with the school psychologist to get him into an appropriate classroom situation where his behaviors can be managed? And if that's not enough, then they have to seriously consider a residential treatment program, at least temporarily, and gradually take him back into the family with family therapy sessions. They do that in many cases with some degree of success. It doesn't mean you're going to cure a specific disorder, but there are a lot of treatments out there, including medication.
So, Dr. Janie Lacey, is something in this case that the jury has to figure out is like the motivation behind the actions of these parents. And the defense is saying it wasn't criminal. It was the wrong choice, etc. They're conceding all that. It wasn't criminal. So for a parent, and this is I'm sure going to be their argument at the end of the case, who is getting this level of frustration, but then dealing with the day-to-day, right? No matter, if you get an appointment 7 days from now or you can't quite find the right person, you still, as a parent with 3 other children, have to deal with the day-to-day of life. So how do you do that? How do you do that while you're trying to get the help?
Well, we do know that early intervention makes a significant difference in the child's life as well as the parents. But when that is not in place, we also know that parent training and parent coaching is very important. And as I heard my colleagues say, it's on a spectrum, and it's important that they deal with an experienced mental health professional that understands reactive attachment disorder, because when it comes to us coaching parents, we're helping them have consistency in like daily routines, having clear boundaries, predictable consequences, and there's no medication